Hey everyone, Delphi Group here with the weekly market report. So yeah, crazy day today in the markets. We have about 7 minutes left until the market closes. But before we get to everything, we just have to highlight again what took place yesterday and today in our UOA channel. Again, the UOA, which means unusual option activity, has just been nothing short of remarkable. So real quick, we could see yesterday towards the end of the day, we posted these came through like around 30 minutes before the close. Somebody came in and blocked these SPY calls for today, the 514s, for roughly $2.50, 1.4 million worth. SPY was trading under 511 at the time. This literally was a minute before the end of the day pump in the indexes. I think SPY closed near 514. I think these doubled in that matter of time. But if we look to see what these did today, I mean, there's no words here. You can see we posted these again in our Discord channel at 250. Today they hit a high of $15. I mean, just a complete explosion today. Okay, and you can see when we posted these, what happened at the end of the day, the market started pumping. So these GOAs, again, someone always knows, right? And this is why we do what we do and nobody does what we do here at Delphi. So let's get into the charts. I'm starting on TradingView here for a couple reasons. One, we never really talk about Bitcoin, but we are talking about it today. We do have a crypto channel that we have a long-term portfolio. We have, Leviathan in there posting crypto trades. I mean, if we go to our Discord right now, he's been in there. This is just today in his crypto channel. And again, these are just trades today. You can see 34%, 8%, 15, 52. I mean, 71 rocket ship there. 12, 25, 37. He is just destroying this channel with nonstop banger trades. So again, shout out to him. These were just today trades. So again, we have many different crypto channels. We're really big crypto, big in crypto. And what we've been looking at here for the community is we've been trading this channel forever, since January, shorting it here, buying it here. But we went heavy calls on this breakout of the channel, number one, and also on this flag pattern breakout here, number two. So while the markets were going down, we were adding crypto calls and absolutely crushing it for the community. And now we know there's some resistance coming here, which is why we cashed out a lot, most of those calls today here. But this pattern isn't played at 98,000. So, there's going to be a couple hurdles here, but we do think eventually Bitcoin will get to 98, and we'll have to see then what it does from there. But this was just an incredible call. We've been, again, trading this channel. And, if we look at what we did today, I mean, these are all the cryptos that we cashed out today. We cashed out Coin, BITX, IBIT. You can see these gains we had. And then, these GLDs we'll talk about. These were UOAs again. We nailed this today in the community. These practically doubled in about 2 hours on these GLDs. So again, these were just what we closed today. For the community. And again, that's why we're here. The community is crushing it as well. Look at Patience here, cashing out those MSTR coin calls for huge gains, almost 200% here, over 100% here. Big kaboom for the community. So this is what we're seeing on Bitcoin. And now, before we go to the SPX and the indexes, let's take a look at what we said last week and what we warned about on last week's call. We have official death crosses on the SPY and QQQs. What is the death cross? The death cross is when the 50-day, which is that red line, crosses the 200-day, which is the green line. Okay, you can see that right there. Okay, now this is not guaranteed that we're going to go lower, but you cannot ignore this because algorithms are tied to this, cell programs are tied to this. So there could be a very good chance that we start to head lower here on the indexes. Okay, so now that we're back here, we heard what we were talking about last week with the death cross. Okay, now I have the SPX up here, and let's see, I'm going to go to the moving averages with the death cross. And if you saw what we said last week, that death cross happened right there. Okay, right there. And what did we say? We said, watch out because the indexes could reverse. We made that call right there. And lo and behold, right down to this blue line. And so we nailed that call, obviously. And again, we are not going to be out of the woods yet. So you have to beware the death cross, okay? So let me get rid. Now, this was a target hit off of that, the flag pattern warning we put out as well. So let me remove those since those were hit. But what's interesting here that you're seeing, now this is another one of our favorite indicators that is over 90% accurate, okay? This is our cycle line. It's a reversal line. You can see what happened back here. We nailed puts here. We crushed puts on the IWM, on the indexes, looking for that reversal there, which nailed it, and then some. And now we are at the cycle line here. And look what happened today. Okay, with the markets going down into it, what happened? The markets pump right on the cycle line. Like, is that incredible or what? We don't know why this happens. Maybe algos are tied to it. But this is over 90% accurate. This has only been off once in 2 years. Okay, so again, this is what we do here. Nobody has this anywhere on any platform. Nobody's following it, and we continue to crush it. So we'll have to see. Well, and there's the bell. The markets just closed. We'll have to see what happens with the markets on this next cycle line coming up in June. But again, that is just incredible that, the index is bounced right on that cycle line. Okay. So now let's go to Thinkorswim. Okay. The market's closed. Let's look at our forecast from last week. Our SPY target here, which you can see right there, that target hit. We were looking for lower and we went lower. Also, if you guys remember on last week's call, I mentioned the zero line, right? For many reasons on the daily chart, we were looking for the zero line to reject there and kind of play out like it did here. And that's what it did here. So, number one, we nailed that white target. So that was a winner. And now what am I seeing on the SPY? Well, this yellow line is yellow for a reason, okay? We did close over it at 527. So this is like the 525 line, okay? This line is the bull and bear line. Bullish above it, bearish below, okay? So for that reason, now these index forecasts might be different on the three, but because the SPY closed above it, but look what happened right here, right at the 20-day moving average, which is that turquoise line, which has been resistance. Okay, we can see this has been resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, and resistance here. Okay, so even though I'm going to do a forecast higher on the SPY right now, I'll get to the monthly chart afterwards. I'm not going too crazy high here. We may poke above it, but you also had the 50-day moving average here, which will be resistance. You got resistance here. The open gap will be resistance. So because we closed above this line, I'm going to look for a little momentum. The 20-day moving average is right at 530. So I am not going to go too much higher above that. Okay, I'm just going to maybe go right up, maybe even to there. And then I still think we could be seeing reversals. Okay, so just be careful. But for now, because we closed over it, I'm going higher on the SPY. Okay, I'll get to the monthly chart after I do these. All right, so now we're at the Qs. Okay, Qs again. Last week we hit our target. We can see the white forecast lower. We surpassed it. I'm going to get rid of this white line. We did trade puts yesterday in the community off some UOA on the Qs. We shorted it here at 450, and that's where we cashed out. So I'm going to remove that support line. But again, look what happened on the Qs here. Okay, the Qs almost to the penny reversed from the 20-day moving average. Okay, so, and that is also the 450 resistance line. Okay, so, you know, because of the volume, I'm going to go just a little higher right back up to that. But again, I don't know if we're going to get over that on the Qs. So, I mean, that's still about a 4 or 5 point move higher. So I'm just going to go a little higher. Okay, I wish I could give you guys bigger forecasts, but I'm really not seeing it. Okay, so that's where I'm going on the Qs. And then I'd say a very high probability we could see a reversal there lower. Remember, I'm not looking for big on the SPY either. I'll get to the monthly charts after I do the IWM now. But you can see we're hitting our targets. Okay, so here we go. IWM, we can see the white target line. That target has hit. And again, you know, right to 180 support and bounced. Okay, so I'm going to go maybe a little more higher on the IWM. Why am I doing that? Because it closed over the 20-day moving average. Okay, so that's a good close over the 20-day. Okay, on this pivot higher. But I'm not getting crazy. I'm probably going to go to this high here, all right, which is around 190. Okay, so I'm just going to go a little higher here up to that, about 190. And again, what's waiting above? Okay, the 50-day moving average is waiting above as well as this resistance. And this average is going to keep coming lower. Okay, so if we don't reverse from this resistance here, I would bet we're going to reverse from there. So just be careful. And why we tell our community, any calls or trades you're taking to go up, take your profits and run. Okay, this market can reverse at a dime like it did today at the highs. Okay, so let me go back to the SPY because I want to show what's going on in the monthly. This is very important. Okay, almost as important as the death cross. Okay, so let me go to the monthly here. Okay, we have to watch what's going on below on the monthly. Okay, what does that mean? That means the CCI. Okay, look at this here. We are right under it at basically -2. Okay, so the SPY is under that right now. Now, we have about a week and a half until the end of the month, so we're going to have to watch this. I mean, does the SPY go lower and make this red candle even more red, which would then put this even below the zero line? Why is this important? Because look what happened back here. Now, this is the monthly chart. When you get the zero line cross on the monthly chart, that means you could be looking at 2 to 4 more months lower. Okay, look what happened here above. Okay, we kept going lower on the SPY for about 6 months. Okay, so we are right there right now. The Qs is below it, and also look at the higher volume. We already have a higher volume bar, red, going lower. Remember, I had said back here that it would not surprise me if we saw similar price action, and we are on the way, okay, if not already almost there. But if we go to the Qs, okay, look at the Qs. Now, this is again the monthly chart. The Qs, this was even worse until today's bounce, but look at the zero line cross there, -14 roughly. Okay, so we have to watch this. Again, look at the volume going up on the way down. That is bearish. Okay, we already have higher volume. So sellers are still in control. So don't be fooled by, you know, dead cat bounces or oversold bounces, because the volume is a leading indicator. You cannot ignore that. Okay. So, and if I scale out a little bit here, again, look what happened. Last time the Qs crossed the zero line right there. Okay. Look above. Okay. Straight down. So again, do we have to watch what's going on with the volume? And we really need to watch what's going on here with the zero line cross. Okay. IWM already crossed last month and it's already on month number, 2 right now. So that's it from us. We are looking for higher, but there could be reversals coming at any time. So hope you guys enjoyed this, and we went a little longer again this week, but we will see you next week, Tuesday. And please like, subscribe, if you have traders out there, tell them to follow us. We're here to help everyone out there in the trading community. All right. Have a great week. Take care.